Tired of the city noise, the endless concrete and the glow of screens? Have you ever found yourself dreaming of a different kind of life, one painted in hues of golden sunsets and quiet green fields? Many of us have. We romanticize the countryside as a perfect escape, a place of simple serenity. But what's it really like to trade the urban rush for rural rhythms? Today, we're going beyond the postcard image to explore the true, complex, and beautiful reality of life in the country. It's not an escape, it's an engagement with something much deeper. The most profound change when you move to the countryside is your relationship with nature. It's no longer something you visit on weekends. It becomes the very pulse of your life. Your alarm clock isn't an app. It's the first chorus of birds at dawn, maybe a distant rooster, or the soft sounds of livestock starting their day. The seasons aren't just a change in the weather on your phone. They are fundamental shifts that you feel in your bones. Spring isn't just about warmer temperatures. It's the electric feeling of life returning. You can smell it in the damp earth as the frost thaws. You can see it in the frantic budding of trees and feel it in the urgency to plant the seeds that will become your food later in the year. It's a season of pure, unadulterated promise. Then comes summer, a full-blown symphony of life. The air is thick with the buzz of insects. The sun is warm on your skin, and the sweet, heavy scent of freshly cut hay hangs in the air. The days are long and full of growth, a crescendo of green and gold. It's a time of intense work, but also of unparalleled vitality. Autumn arrives like a painter, splashing the landscape with fiery colors. It's the season of harvest, of gathering in the rewards of your spring and summer labor. The air turns crisp, carrying the scent of wood smoke from the first fires of the season and the earthy smell of fallen leaves. It's a time for filling pantries and preparing, a deeply satisfying feeling of provision and security. And then, winter. It descends with a quiet, breathtaking beauty. The world goes silent under a blanket of snow. It can be harsh, with biting winds that test your preparedness, but it's also a time for introspection, for rest, and for appreciating the stark, minimalist beauty of the landscape. This deep immersion in the seasons changes how you perceive time itself. In the city, time feels linear. It's a resource to be managed, a race against the clock. But in the country, you start to see time as a wheel, endlessly turning through its familiar cycles. You learn to read the sky, to know what a certain cloud formation means, to respect the immense power of a thunderstorm. You become attuned to the world in a way that feels ancient and primal. This connection fosters a powerful sense of self-sufficiency. There's a unique satisfaction in eating a meal made from vegetables you grew yourself, from a seed you planted. It's a feeling you get from splitting your own firewood, knowing that your labor will keep your family warm through the winter, or from mending a fence to keep your animals safe. You see the direct results of your efforts. Life is built on tangible cause and effect, not abstract tasks in a digital world. This sense of self-reliance is deeply tied to the nature of work here. For many rural dwellers, especially those in farming, work isn't a 9-to-5 job you commute to. It is your life. It's physical, it's demanding, and its outcomes are immediate. A broken piece of equipment isn't an inconvenience. It can be a crisis that jeopardizes the entire harvest. This kind of work cultivates a deep respect for the land, for the animals you care for, and for the tools you depend on. It teaches a patience that city life rarely does, because you learn that good things, like crops, take time. It teaches perseverance, because nature can be as unforgiving as it is generous. Now, let's talk about the people. The social fabric of the countryside is another core part of its character. Communities are small, and relationships often span generations. Everybody seems to know everybody. This creates a powerful sense of community spirit. Your neighbors aren't just the people who live next door. They're the ones who will show up with a tractor to pull your car out of a muddy ditch, or bring you a hot meal when you're sick. There's a shared history written into the landscape. That old tree where everyone played as a kid, the local pub where news and stories are exchanged. But this closeness has another side. Privacy can be a rare luxury. In a place where everyone knows your business, it's easy to feel like you're living under a microscope. For newcomers, integrating into these tight-knit circles can be a slow journey, one that requires earning trust over time. But once you're in, That sense of belonging is incredibly powerful and supportive. Of course, it's not all idyllic. The peaceful silence can sometimes tip into a feeling of isolation, especially if you're far from friends and family. Practicalities that are simple in the city become major considerations. Access to things like specialized healthcare, varied job opportunities, or even just a large supermarket can require long drives. A car isn't a choice, it's an absolute necessity. For young people, this can mean facing a difficult decision between staying in the community they love and moving away for a career. Ultimately, to live in the countryside is to live a life of authenticity. It strips away the layers that separate us from the basic realities of existence. Where our food comes from, the importance of water, the power of the weather. It demands more from you, physically and mentally, but the rewards are measured in a different kind of wealth. The wealth of a truly dark, star-filled night sky. The deep peace of looking out over a landscape that has existed for centuries. The profound satisfaction of a day's hard work, well done. It's not a perfect life, and it's not a cure-all for the stresses of the modern world. It is a choice to engage directly with the land, to step into its powerful, enduring rhythm. It is finding a home not just in a house, but in a living, breathing landscape that challenges you, nurtures you, and connects you to something elemental and real. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the heart of country life. If you've ever thought about making this change, or if you already have, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don T, forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories about living a more connected life. See you next time.